Welcome to the Protagonist Pub. My name is Tammy, and this is where characters gather. This video is a couple days late, and I apologize, but life happens, and happened Monday and Tuesday of this week. I am shortening these videos. They're getting a little too wordy. Apparently, I read a lot of books in January and like to flap my jaws about them. So I'm going to be a little briefer. As always, my written reviews are linked down below on my blog site, and they're a little more detailed. So first up, as always, my Kindle. I read How to Kiss Your Best Friend by Jenny Proctor. I may or may not have mentioned this last week. It is a contemporary sweet romance. It is 5 stars. It was my first Jenny Proctor. I fell in love with this book, fell in love with this series, fell in love with Jenny Proctor as an author, and cannot wait to start the second in the How to Kiss a Hawthorne Brother series. It's already downloaded to my Kindle. How to Kiss Your Grumpy Boss. It will be fun. Next up, I finished Girl with a Dragon Fruit Tattoo by Carrie Doyle. This was an ARC courtesy of Poison Pen Press. It is the third in the Trouble in Paradise series. It was better than books 1 and books 2. It was about a 3.5 for me. Plum does show some growth as a character. No Jessica Fletcher syndrome in this one, but there were other issues, and they're all detailed in my blog post, which is linked down below, like for all the books. But it was definite improvement over the first and second books in the series. And thank you to the wonderful Emily over at Poison Pen Press. And next up, I read Death on Windmill Way by Carrie Doyle. Same author. Vastly different reactions to the first book. This is her first in the Hamptons Murder Mystery series. I believe this series is finished. I didn't hate the character in the first book. Protagonist was actually someone you could relate to and was human, and you didn't immediately just go, what a waste of human flesh. The story was decent. The plotting was decent. If I did not know they were written by the same woman, I would say these 2 books were not written by the same human being by any stretch of the imagination. They're just vastly different in tone, in setting, and not just because one's set in a Caribbean island and one's set in the East Hampton, New York. They're just the overall feel of this book versus the Trouble in Paradise books is just a 180-degree difference. They're just vastly different. I gave Death on Windmill Way, I believe I gave a 4-star. And I was happy I read it. I didn't, regret my time. So that was a vast improvement. And then I went to the library on Friday night, and I will do library as part of my, I'll either do as part of my book haul video this week, or I'll do a separate little short one for the library. But I was first in line, and I got my copy of Heart of the Sun Warrior by Sue Lynn Tan. As you know, this is one of my anticipated 5-star reads for the first quarter of 2023. It was also part of my 2023 reading challenge. It lived up to my 5-star expectation. I read it in one day. I've had a book hangover since I finished it late Saturday night. I cried. It is a beautifully written love story. It at its heart, this is nothing more than a love story wrapped in a fantasy retelling, wrapped in, with some adventure and politics thrown in. It is a beautiful, beautiful book. I highly recommend everybody go pick up the Celestial Kingdom duology and read them. Not only are the covers for both books beautiful, but the story is amazing. I cannot say enough good things. So that brings us to what am I going to read this week? So what I'm going to read this week are also both library hauls. It's a short rest of the week, and I anticipate having book hangover from the second book I'm going to mention here, so I'm not planning to read a lot more than these two. First up would be This Side of Murder by Anna Lee Huber. I have read one other book by her, but this is my first book in the Verity Kent mystery series. It's the first of the series, and I've heard nothing but brilliant things. And second, and this is my anticipated book hangover number 2 in a week, is The Children of God and Fighting Men by Shauna Lawless. This is also an anticipated 5-star read for the first quarter. It is set in the late 900s in Ireland. I have read the first chapter. I am so fully hooked. I've been just waiting to dive into it. But, book hangover. Can't start another one. So I will read that this week, and undoubtedly I will sit down and read it in one day and be very thankful that I did so. And should I finish those two and then have some reading bandwidth left in the week, I will start, or continue rather, Beneath a Starlit Sky by Mark Sullivan. I'm enjoying it. I've just been distracted by other books. I just need to sit down and let myself become fully immersed. So that is what I'm going to read this week. I hope you've had an excellent reading week, and I look forward to your comments down below. Please like and subscribe to this video, and I will see you here next time at the Protagonist Pub.